this video, I really want to talk a lot about how to save money because we're gonna like touch on it because I've kind of already started talking about a lot of different things. But the past couple weeks, I've really kind of leaned in. So I go with the flow and tides of life and where it takes me, right? My mother always made it work. She was very frugal. She taught me a lot of good things that I've been able to take into my adult life. And we still talk, like we talked tonight. We were talking about money saving things. We watched that show, Extreme Cheapskates. I've been watching YouTubers videos on, about finance and saving money. I'm reading a finance book by Sue Zorman. I get on the Quora and Reddit feeds because I'm kind of like, again, I'm not big into social media right now because I can take everything that I've learned over all these years, all the mistakes. I've kind of had a time where I've written it out, and be like, okay, this is what I did that I want to do differently. And I've just had time to really sit with it and look at it and be like, okay, these are a lot of mistakes I've made over the years. I've just blown money like crazy. I've just had to have the best of everything. And, I've had other people bail me out at times, or I depended too hard on someone else's income, helping pay some of it, because that's been another issue in the past. Like going half and half with someone that I was with and then just having them, dip out and leave me with the rent and everything else. And car notes and and what that has all taught me is what mistakes I've made, what I would do differently, and learn to stand on my own 2 feet and learn to be resilient and learn to use all these not cheap but like money saving tricks. And when things were bad and we were really poor, different parts of my life, how to put all those things together, how I got through those times to come up with a game plan for now, right? The first thing I'm going to talk about is going without buying groceries. And when I say that, I mean not going without necessarily, but saving on groceries. So there's many ways to do this. What I've found is that works for me in this point in my life where things are a little tight is, okay, so I have stores I really like to go to that seem to have the best quality, the best appeal, whatever, like organics, things like that, right? But in this stage of my life where I'm recovering from some things financially, it makes more sense for me to go to the stores where things are much cheaper. And I've heard this mentioned in many, many videos, and I'm going to back it up right now. Although their selection is not good, is one of the #1 choices for money saving on groceries is Aldi. Aldi is a great option for saving money and getting your basics and necessities. Now, with that being said, they only have like the very basics, right? And their selection is not huge. If there's a variety of things you need or a special spice or something different like that, I would still suggest maybe, just a different store altogether. There's a store comparable to the pricing, like it has still pretty good pricing, that has a lot more selection. That would be, for me, locally, Food Town, which there's also Fiesta, I believe. They're owned by the same company, I believe. I may be wrong. But Aldi is a really good choice. A local choice for us that has more selection would be like Food Town or Fiesta. Walmart, I've heard different things about Walmart. I've done Walmart when I was like down and out before. Their fruits and vegetables, at least in my region, their fruits and vegetables are just not it for me, right? Like I can get them cheaper and better quality at one of the cheaper stores I'm talking about. Aldi actually is even better. But if you need more variety, then Aldi's not gonna cover more than just a basic. So I suggest going like a month, not necessarily don't buy groceries month, because that's kind of what the extreme suggestion is. Kind of the midway suggestion for me that I found works for me, like this coming May, we're gonna do a May less buy groceries month, put it that way, is to where don't go more than once a week, first of all, and only get things to complement things you already have, right? And like necessities. Say, the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna do like some people suggest meatless Mondays, right? They do meatless Monday, where basically you use things that you have, but like a vegetarian or vegan, whatever, vegetarian meal. There's also like, what is it called? I'm trying to think what the suggestions were, but okay, so let me just go with what works for me, right? What I'm going to be doing this coming month to kind of save some money, and all this money's excess is going to go to debt. Okay, so rather than go without, basically what you want to do is use what you have. Use the things in the pantry, use the things in the freezer, use definitely the things in the refrigerator. And if you're going to go to the store, get the things, necessities and things that complement that. Say you run out of, I don't know, you happen to run out of water or milk, because where I live, I wouldn't drink out of these 75-year-old pipes. I get like the gallon waters, or I do have a water filter pitcher at my house, but again, the water here is a little sketchy. So unless I'm boiling it for tea or something, I'm kind of a little, I think twice before I really drink the water out of the pipes. I cook with it, I boil it for tea, but it's a little sketchy. So yeah, say you're running out of, like, if you need water where you live, or milk, say, eggs, something that's like a staple, but you want to use the things in your, like I said, in your stock already. So I happen to have some things that are quite old, or they're getting old, like in the pantries and stuff, especially because for whatever reason, like, you know, I know the reason. We come home from work, I come home from work, and half the time I'm too tired to cook. Okay, so that's where, if you can, like, say Sunday, if you don't work, Sunday's a good day to meal plan for the week, meal prep. Basically, it doesn't have to be like, although this does work, like a vegetable, a meat, and a rice, right? That's kind of a basic meal prep people that are meal prepping do. It can be something else. Say I have a lot of beans, dried beans in my cabinets. I could, I don't know, make a pot of beans for the week, and, you know, with some meat, or, you know, make some rice tomorrow. And maybe that would be less overwhelming than me having to come home and make a 3-course meal on Monday when I've been working all day and it's slam busy in the grooming salon. So basically things like that. Okay, that saves you a lot of money. Not eating out and just cooking your food, that saves a ton of money, obviously. These are all, this is little food related. So saving money on groceries by buying at the cheaper stores. Only buying the necessities and using up your pantry, using up your freezer just for like a month. And then, you know, you can add a little things to that. You can restock a little slowly towards the end of the month or whatever when you reach your goals. But the goal is to use as much as you already have as possible. And I know we all have, I've seen it at other people's house, because I've done organization for other people as well, that there's things in the pantry that we all forget about, and either they expire, or they're going to expire, or they're going to go bad. But we just don't think to cook them because they're in the back of the pantry. And we're just, as humans, that's just, I don't know. These are first world problems, first of all. Having too much food to eat, you know, we should be eating it, or we should be donating it, one of the two. So the other suggestion for food is to buy more fresh foods than processed foods. Say like the frozen dinners and things like that. Not only is it a lot more healthy for you to buy fresh, but it's cheaper. Generally it's cheaper. Like fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. It takes a little more time, but if you plan this right and do all your shopping maybe on like a Sunday or something. Sometimes I don't like to do that because it tends to get busy in the stores around here because everybody has that idea. But if I am going to do that, that's a great opportunity to chop and freeze what you're not going to use what you're going to use, and chop and freeze the rest. Okay, so one more food. I'm going to give you one more food hack, like food saving hack, and that is take lunches to work. I mean, some of you, this might be obvious. Some of us, it's like, actually, you know, it is pretty obvious for me too. I've done this plenty of times when the chips were down. I mean, when I used to work in bars and my at the time boyfriend was doing quite well, we would, you know, either on his credit card or mine, we would just like order Uber Eats half the time for lunch. And that was really expensive, and, you know, we just didn't think about it. When money was better, you know, again, around that time, I started buying meal prep from kind of a meal prep place, like a fit food place, and that ended up being really expensive. So the difference with bringing your food is basically you cook your own food, or like me, the type of work I do, I don't like to eat a whole meal at work because first of all, we don't really get a lunch break because we work on commission and by appointment, so we don't have really set hours that we work. So I like to just at the most bring like snacks and maybe my own drinks and like a peanut butter sandwich, peanut butter jelly sandwich or something. I don't like to eat really heavily at my job because to be honest it's pretty gross. There's a lot of dog hair involved and I don't like dog hair in my food. So either I try to eat in the morning. I'm not very hungry, so I don't usually want to eat in the morning, but if I get off work early enough, I will try to wait to eat to after work, or I'll just take a little something to work to eat, but I don't, at my current job, I have not been doing like Uber Eats. I don't think I've ever done Uber Eats since I've worked there. At the bar, like I said, we used to do it all the time. It's really expensive and it's so much cheaper, honestly. I mean, depending on where you work too, like if your coworkers want to go out to eat, it's so much cheaper just to bring your lunch. It sounds like it's not fun, but if you want to go out to eat, honestly, it'd be more, in my mind too, it'd be more relaxed and fun if you want to go out to eat with friends, to go outside of work. Because, if you go to like a work lunch, you have to go back to work, and, to me, it's a lot less stressful and, much more worth it if you're going to go out to eat with friends to do that on downtime. If I'm at work, I'm usually too stressed to even like want to go for a meal or even have Uber Eats send something to me. That's usually not my vibe. So that saves a ton of money, is taking your meals to work. And that's the last I'm going to say about food. the food savings is, that's about what I have for the food savings for you.